I'm your host, Eric Crow Draven. It's official. Welcome to the Cipher. Welcome. I've been expecting you. I have. To whom it may concern, they say life is about choices. When you want better, you put yourself in a position to do better. You see, I come from a place where those who look like me don't often make it past their 18th birthday alive or without a jail record. Maybe I shouldn't be writing this, but music, the streets, and sports, we look as a way out of our poverty. Dysfunctional families, failing public education system with uninspired teachers and invisible role models. Experience builds character. It is the windows to my past that reminds me of who I was and where I'm from compared to who I am, what I've accomplished.
Let's take it to the streets. Take it to the streets.
So my first question to you is, what is poetry?
Poetry is how you feel, or how your people feel that can't really speak for themselves or choose not to speak for themselves, what people talk about amongst themselves. I feel, you know, I represent or speak for African folks worldwide, the diaspora. You know, that's who I speak. That's who I concern myself with. You know?
All right. What are some myths that you heard about poetry?
That it gotta be some old Shakespeare sounding. That it gotta rhyme. That it gotta be about love or sex or there's stuff like that's gotta be like some old puppy love soft stuff. That's basically what like when I first used to come around my peoples and be like, yo, I do poetry, I'm a poet. You know, that's the first thing used to pop into their mind, you know, some Shakespeare type stuff. So I think that's like one of the biggest myths.
Okay. What is there something that you dislike about poetry?
Probably the only thing I dislike. I guess, you know what I'm saying. I come from that period, or I studied people like Bunchy Carter and like revolutionary poets, or even like the Bible or the Quran. You know, I feel even if you having having a sex poem, you know what I'm saying, it should always say something. It should always address something. I guess if any type of thing, you know what I'm saying, I have a problem with if does everything you gotta kick, you know what I'm saying, gotta be an erotic poem, you know what I'm saying. I think, you know, black folks, we got, you know what I'm saying, the boot on our neck. I think we got more to talk about, you know what I'm saying. Sex and all that is good, but I think, you know what I'm saying, it's like we Palestinians in Israel right now. Like how we gonna be kicking everything about I eat this and I lick this and I do, you know, I think that's a waste of time. Even if you're gonna kick something like that, then throw in, you know what I'm saying, I just finished shooting a cop and then I came home and ate you or something, you know. Make it something more for the people, more substance, you know.
I feel you. With that being said, is there a difference? I hear a lot of talk about hip hop and poetry. Is there a difference between hip hop and poetry?
I'd say, I guess I got connected somehow. I just finished just reading this book, America's War Against Tupac and Black America, where it was talking about how Suge Knight, you know what I'm saying, was going around and kicking people's asses, beating people to a pulp until they was in hospitals and he was just getting hit with parole. Then you see after Tupac dies, then you see Suge Knight finally go to prison. You know what I'm saying? And then it's all revealed for the media that Suge Knight didn't even start that. You know what I'm saying? That it was his lawyer and the drug dealer that started that company. And the book is just trying to break down like how a lot of people that's put amongst us is really FBI agents, CIA agents. And people think like when you say CIA agent, they think, you know what I'm saying, you talking about 007. But really what a CIA agent does, he's like a caseworker. He goes recruits people, you know what I'm saying? And they work for him and bringing them the information. We got a lot of people in our community, a lot of people in hip-hop music that's really agents. How Tupac was breaking down about Jimmy Henchman. And we see him just recently in the news, you know what I'm saying? Being found out that he really was an FBI informant. Or we got this writer named, his name is Torre, you know what I'm saying, that was sitting in the front row of Tupac's trial and saw that Tupac only got hit with, he got all his other counts got dismissed, and he only got hit with touching the girl's ass. He never got convicted of rape. But he did a Village Voice article and said that Tupac got convicted of rape. A lot of writers, a lot of hip-hop writers, a lot of rappers, a lot of T.I., all these people, a lot of these people, you know what I'm saying, is really agents in the midst, you know what I'm saying? It's been infiltrated, you know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between poetry and hip-hop. I think poetry is still at that level, you know what I'm saying, where it really hasn't been infiltrated the way it has done hip-hop, where you had the Public Enemies and you had the Rakims, then Ready to Die dropped. And he erased all of that, you know what I'm saying, and got us singing about crack and hoes and pimps and bitches. And Biggie had, you know what I'm saying, his little daughter on the album talking about why I don't want these bitches calling here. But now, you know what I'm saying, you'll label him as the greatest rapper and all that, you know what I'm saying, but look at all the lives, you know what I'm saying, all these people destroyed, you know what I'm saying. I think that's the difference between poetry and hip-hop, you know what I'm saying. It's been infiltrated by the government.
I feel you. If you had the opportunity to speak to the next generation, what would you say to them?
I tell them read. I'll tell them, you know what I'm saying, learn who you are, you know what I'm saying. It's not about the schools educating you. It's not about anybody giving you anything, you know what I'm saying. You have to know who you are, you know what I'm saying. Like how the famous saying is, the history is told differently between if the lion writes the history and the hunter writes the history, it's gonna be two different stories. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start learning and writing and speaking our own history. You know what I'm saying? And start waiting on other people to give us anything. If you want to be a great writer, if you want to be a great MC, if you want to be anything, you gotta know your history. You know what I'm saying? You got Huey P. Newtons, you know what I'm saying? You got Bunchy Carters, you know what I'm saying? You got Geronimo Pratts, you know what I'm saying? We going around calling ourselves Gambinos and all these other foolish names and doing all these other foolish traits because we don't know who we are. So we walk around here deaf, dumb, and blind, you know what I'm saying? That's why they had the strippers of our culture. The only people that we can be compared to is an elephant or a lion in the zoo jumping through hoops, you know what I'm saying? They got us like that. We the only people on this planet that was stripped of our culture, our religion, and our language. You know what I'm saying? At least the Indians, the Jews, and all these other people was allowed to keep their culture. We run around here being other than themselves, and that's why we're in the position that we're in today.
I'm gonna say a few words, and you tell me the first word that comes to mind. Sex.
Keeping the race continuing, you know, is to keeping us going.
Youth.
I hope, but sometimes lost.
Survive.
Knowledge.
Education.
Misguided.
Drugs.
Chains.
Tomorrow.
Present time.
And you. Y-O-U. You.
Me, that's the continuing of that slave that jumped into the water, you know what I'm saying? they said in Malcolm's eulogy, you know what I'm saying, I'm one of Malcolm's seeds, you know what I'm saying? You can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution, like my man Fred Hampton said.
No doubt. Appreciate your time, brother.
Yeah.
Peace. Welcome to the Cipher.
19 years old, looking like you're 99, runaway child, where's your youth? You trick to cop, you cop to use. You spend your days and nights in blowjob chokeholds. Where is the mother you call bitch and the father you never met? They should be killed for conceiving you, then discarding you. Your life is not concerned with the ticking of time, just your next high. Every time you sell your body, you tongue kiss death. Your face already bears the marks of a life gone wrong. You've been raped, scarred, and cut for the sake of drugs and alcohol. And the father of your diapers child is 35 years your senior, with a wife, 3 kids, and 2 girlfriends. The only thing he ever did for you was offer you cash for ass. But in your eyes, I can tell, in fact, I know you want more than the title of prostitute. But your life has been nothing more than a downward spiral from hell. You were 8 the first time your virginity was taken. You can barely read or write. You've already OD'd twice. And I can chart a trip around the world with the track marks on your arms. I know you don't believe or trust, but you can't up and down your pain with coke, dope, sticks, and pills. Cause when you come out that high, out that nod, the pain within is still there. And you're off to the races to get off of E. You don't even know how many men you've been with, but this month you guessed the number at 50 plus or minus 5. How long? How long do you think you can go on this way before someone puts a 380 to your dome to take what you are selling for free and your life? 3 a.m. on the corner of Sherman and Hawthorne is no place for a young lady to be, but I find you there often, 3 blocks away from where the other girls were found dead, throat slashed by some madman. And I thank the one I call God for allowing you to struggle through another day, but I find no comfort in the fact that your life is not important to you. So I try to think of the perfect thing to say to inspire a soul already dead, but I can't. So I offer you a sandwich and something warm to drink, your first meal in 3 days. You smell like urine, but I give you a hug, and then a car passes. I lose your attention to your addiction. You get in. You don't say goodbye or thank you for the sandwich. And I wonder when you were little, did you dream of being a doctor or a lawyer? I wonder, did you have a favorite toy or a favorite doll? But what I wonder most of all is, will I see you again? I tell you, be careful. I tell you where you can find me. I tell you, when you're ready, I'll be there for you. And you say, I'm scared.
Women who swallow your ego know exactly how your bullshit tastes. So I heard him say, he found God in his heart but not his dick. Said he's trying to find the lost of himself in between thighs he knows he doesn't deserve. Women tend to give more of themselves when your mouth claim Christian. Legs open a little wider when you know a little scripture, and he had this thing for stroking proverbs. Said all his life he's been looking for a virtuous woman but can't find one that wasn't grinding on him in the club, but praised the Lord along with his heart on Sunday morning twofold. He knows his forked tongue won't get him to his destination, but when he is kissing her, after his lips have been smacking another woman's vaginal starburst, says that's all that really matters. Says he thinks it's the sensuality they crave. Nowadays, a man's hands seem to be made to grasp guns. So we touch supple skin like we're loading clips into 9s. Pull back the chamber to feel the rush up our spines. It could be tantamount to an orgy. Said it's ironic how every time he cheats, he feels like he let off shots. Feels like a porn site breathing, like a cracked up junkie mourning, like a stripper with a PhD, but he says he cries like an abortion hanger. He's trying to keep the faith, read books on the male mythology, wants to stop loving women like slavery, wants to separate the
Let's
sound.
get one thing straight. It was never her fault. Like, saved by the bell, those affected by the Twin Towers that fell. See, life for her came to a screeching halt. She was a ball of confusion, bouncing from dude to dude and dudes barely choosing. What they thought was love was in fact more like a mirage. It was an illusion. Left her feeling more like the hood rich chasing a proverbial pot of gold in delusion. See, what she thought was there really wasn't. So like smoke and mirrors, or like Penn and Teller, they were just trying trying to pin her down and tell her she was nothing more than a high-class optical illusion. See, she was being dribbled and shot from the three-point line. Listen, she was nothing more than a ball of confusion. Her MO was to let every player in the game grab a turn. She didn't know much because she was used to being used, and self-esteem so low, she had the highest score. Even when she was winning, she was still losing. See, the truth is, although she was only 14, she never had anybody teach her her worth. Left her abandoned, fighting for life. Nobody ever told Lil' Mama she was gonna be fighting for life. Even at birth, she was a fighter. Stood strong in her convictions, knew if she had to battle, she'd be willing to die, go back into the earth. It's the line of people she came from. When they die hard, like crack babies that still live through stillbirth. Hard hitting like concrete and asphalt. Harder hitting like battery and assault. Let's get one thing straight. It was never her fault. See, he was 16 and she let him ejaculate in her. Confused, she thought she was in a sane state of mind. Now she's living life and responsible for one all at the same time. Confusion so prevalent, even when she tried to connect the straight dots, it never made a straight line. It's like the lifeline that she had was torn. Nobody in her corner, as she loses it, she bleeds trust. And now that she has the fetus, nobody ever told her that the fetus was gonna need us like old Negro spirituals and 1,000-year-old proverbs. The truth is that we had hope in the fetus like the fetus was gonna feed us. 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread, the fetus was gonna breed us. We are people that's strong. We don't bow easily. Headed out of Egypt, the fetus was gonna be our Joshua, and the fetus was gonna lead us, escaping enslaved mindsets, leaving master and the plantation behind. The fetus was gonna be the one thing that freed us. Hard hitting like concrete and asphalt. Harder hitting like battery and assault. Let's get one thing straight. It was never her fault.
Today, I come before you, a product of my past, outliving many of my failures and my elders. Let today be the testimony of persistence and faith. Let today prepare me for tomorrow.
So, my first question to you is, what does happy feel like, taste like? Yes, what does happy feel like, taste like?
Happy feels like a smile constantly on my face. Happy tastes like my husband.
You know what? I already see
You
where
asked.
this is going. I already see where this is going.
You asked.
No doubt. If your life was a reality show, what would be the title of it and what would we see?
Tantalizing Nights with Monica S. Martinez, and you would see me being happy all the time and having happy comings. Yes, yeah, that would be it, yeah. But not quite a porno. Yeah, no, because I'd keep my clothes on. So yeah.
That's really visual. Yeah, I did. I'm gonna be looking at this later, so I'm just.
Okay. You can edit.
I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. Okay, if you could delete someone from your journey, who would it be, and who would you replace them with?
Actually, I wouldn't delete anyone from my journey, because if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be where I am today or be the woman that I am today. So their experiences taught me how to be a better me. So I would never delete anyone, actually. I'm very happy where I am.
Nice. Nice. If today was your last day, how would you like to be remembered?
If today was my last day, how I'd like to be remembered? I would like to be remembered as the giddy Monica, always happy and smiling and tantalizing. So yeah, if it was my last day, that's how I want to be remembered.
Okay. You got all the right answers. Let me see. I'm sorry. Let's see a piece of paper here. Okay, I will edit that. Okay. What has poetry done for you?
Poetry has allowed me to express things that once upon a time were hidden deep within, and it has allowed me to be more open and be more free and just be me, be the real me.
Like, being the real you is always important.
Always.
Always. I would ask you this. This is beautiful. This is one of my favorites. With the damn big ass truck right here.
It's New York City for you.
Yeah.
Only place where they pick up garbage at 11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock at night. God damn it. All right. They say that movies give insight to how a person views themselves and how a person views the world. With that being said, what is your favorite movie?
Actually, this is going to be so corny because I really love the movie Ghost.
Okay.
It's like a real true story, like a real true love story. Because even in the afterlife, he comes back for her and he loves her, so he protects her even in the afterlife. So Ghost. Patrick Swayze is the man.
All right, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you on
You
that.
can't fight me on that one because it's true love. It's love. Everybody wants love.
Yes, they do. And in one format or another, they definitely want love. Okay, the next question is, what is the most expensive thing you have ever given away for free?
My husband's gonna see this, right? I gotta be careful with the answer here.
That sounds like I should be cutting and editing.
Actually, the most expensive thing I gave away were a pair of diamond earrings that my husband gave me. But honey, I gave them to my mom because she wanted them and I couldn't say no. So, a pair of diamond earrings for free to my mom.
Okay, see, somebody would have thought that may have gone somewhere completely different. So that is beautiful. So with everything that poetry has done for you, what message would you like poetry to convey to other people?
The message I'd like poetry to convey is basically learn to be really comfortable with who you are and what you do, and express it, and don't be afraid to express your feelings no matter what the feelings are, because you never know whose life you're changing. That's what I would convey.
That was really sweet. That was really sweet.
But it's true.
No, it is. It is. It's something to think about.
Right.
Something to think about. If you could change somebody's life with poetry, because we're staying on the theme of poetry. You can change somebody's life with poetry. Would it change the way that you do poetry?
No, it would never change the way I do poetry, because if I changed their life by the way I was doing it, why change it? Don't fix something that's not broken.
That's the perfect answer. That's why you are who you are.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you.
I'll
Thank
bother
you.
you later.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm here.
My yesterdays has given me hope for today. I see you in the future. My last rites. I'ma do something y'all ain't never heard me do. It's Crow. What else would you expect, baby?